Okay, next we want to go ahead and indent a few of our row titles. And how we're going to do that is we're going to go ahead and you click on the actual cell. And then up here on the Home tab under Alignment, we have Increase Indent and Decrease Indent. And so we want to go ahead and increase the indent of A14. We want to highlight B18 through B22, and we'll increase those. And that just kind of shows that cost of goods sold is going to be under revenue and that these other ones are under expenses. So it just helps with the visual appeal of the worksheet. Next, I want to talk about absolute versus relative addressing. So before in units 1 and 2, when we entered in a function and we wanted to copy that over, we would enter it in as equals B4. Okay, and that is relative addressing, and that basically is saying when we copy this over to any adjacent cell, we want this to change when we copy it. And so now when I enter in for absolute, I'm going to actually put in a $ B and then a $4. And what that means is that this will not change. So when I copy it over, I want it to always be B4 in that formula. I don't ever want B4 to change, okay? And this will kind of make sense as we go through it a little bit more. So let me go ahead and delete that. We want to go ahead and click on B14, and you might have to scroll over like I did to get us back there, because remember we froze these columns here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to enter in the equals B13. Go ahead and click on B13. Then we want to go ahead and do times, and then we're going to do parentheses 1 minus, and here's where we're going to do the absolute. Okay? We're going to type in $ B $4 parentheses. So right here, B13 is going to be relative. Remember, relative means it will change. B4 here is going to be absolute. So that means it will not change. Okay? And so it's very important that you enter those in correctly. So once we've done that, we're going to hit the enter button, and you'll notice that it has the answer there. Next, what we want to do is we're going to click on, click on B15, which we should already be there. Then we're going to enter in the equal sign, B13, parentheses, B13 minus B14, and then hit enter. Now we're going to use the if function. And basically the if function is going to have a general form, and so this might be familiar if you've been through some different math classes. But it's like a logical test, a value if it's true, a value if it's false, things like that. Alright, so we're going to click on B18, the bonus, and we're going to go ahead and come up here to the formula builder. We're going to do more functions. We're going to look for if. We're going to double click to begin the if function. and we want to go ahead and enter in B13. Okay, and then we want to go ahead and do greater than, equals, and we're doing the absolute B7, and that's in the value 1 box right here. Okay, then we're going to type in the B2 or the then box. Okay, and we're going to type absolute B2, and then in the else it's going to be 0. And notice how it is writing our function. Okay, then we're going to hit the close formula builder here, and notice that our bonus is going to be 0. And as we increase certain items, then the bonus would obviously change. And you wouldn't get a bonus unless you've reached a certain amount greater than if B13 has to be greater than B7. So in order for us to reach a bonus, we have to actually reach a certain sales point. Okay? And that's what we just entered in a long way. All right, then we're going to select B19, commission. And here we want to type in equals B13 times absolute B3. So remember, absolute has the dollar signs. Okay, arrow down. Then we're going to type in, my multiply sign didn't show up. So it should be B13 times absolute B3. Then we can arrow down or enter down. And then we're going to have equals B13 times absolute B5. Enter down. Then we're going to have equals B13 times absolute B6. Then for our support and general administrative, we're going to have equals B13 times absolute B8.